What's up guys, Chad here. Nexus King is dead. I played Void Weaver on Nexus King, and I do not recommend this. This is your warning. If you're doing Nexus King Prog as disc, I recommend Oracle. It is far, far easier to play, and it's by a long shot. If you do want to play Void Weaver, if you're confident that you can pull it off, I hope this video helps you, but I will try to help both hero talents. This is simply a live commentary and not a guide as well, so bear with me. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section. Let's get into it. So, alright. To start off with, there is a pull ramp, which is Evangelism. This is true for Oracle and Void Weaver. Oracle starts earlier than Void Weaver, probably 15 seconds. Void Weaver, 13 seconds. Depending on your haste as Oracle, you might want to start even earlier, maybe even 17. I'm not quite sure how it would feel, but I think you would want to be casting Mind Blast as the pull timer hits 0, essentially. Or rather, hitting the boss with it as it hits 0. So we'll watch me play Void Weaver on the pull ramp here, and I'll start my ramp at 13 seconds. Right after that ramp, we're going to go into the tank soak mechanic, and I'll try to describe what my attitude towards this mechanic was. So, 13 seconds on the pull timer. Let's start our ramp here. Again, Void Weaver, it's pretty much the name of the game here is we are in PI. We want 2 Wheel and Woe penances hitting this mechanic. You'll see me also have a Mind Blast spell queued Void Wraith going into the damage event here. Triggering that Inescapable Torment still. And then we have full gas here, double Wheel and Woe buffed Void Blast. And then we see the tank combo here. Now, the tank combo on this fight on Mythic works a specific way. It is, of course, RNG like the other difficulties, but you have a system because there's only a couple of versions of the RNG. So, for example, you may get Conquer first, and if that happens, you soak that. Or you can get Conquer third and Vanquish first. And then you, in that case, soak the third Conquer, or rather the third mechanic, which is Conquer, sorry. We'll see the first version here, so we're gonna get Conquer first. What this means is that because of how I played, I will be hitting it with nothing. If the Conquer was the third mechanic instead, then that would be a Mind Blast uppies. If you're hitting this boss now, I think consistency matters a lot, and I recommend that you use Mind Blast uppies on Claws, the first Claws. But you'll see me use that here as well, because we got the, so to speak, bad RNG here, where I don't have time to ramp into it with uppies and Mind Blast. But if that Conquer was hitting on the third mechanic, so instead of this Vanquish, then we could easily hit that with a Mind Blast uppies, and that's probably more HPS if you can or want to try that. We're going into Claws here. I send my Rad, I send my Mind Blast, I send my uppies. Depending on how healthy you feel here or how confident you are, you can simply cancel uppies and spam Void Blast here. It's probably better. But if you like uppies as a defensive there, which I did, then you simply stay in it. Name of the game for these spirits is, the first one doesn't matter, very easy. After that, try to talk to yourself or talk out loud. Say left, middle, or right, depending on how you're looking at them. It helps a lot. Another thing here to keep in mind, let's look at this, Tank Combo 2. If you're Oracle here, you can ignore this. You can play this like anything else really. You can go into a wide ramp here if you want to, but the risk reward here is very high for Void Weaver specifically. So Void Weaver can hit this properly. At 10 seconds on this tank combo timer, I had already started ramping, and you can see I have a couple of atonements out already. Name of the game here is, I am using one of 2, in my opinion, legitimate strategies to hit this. You can either do what I do, which is send 10 single target atonements on the gamers, and then as the tank combo hits like 0.5 seconds left, I pre-casted a Radiance, and if we didn't get the version where the soak was first, then I went back on my atonements and refreshed them. This only works if you have a UI, of course, that tracks atonement duration, which I recommend. But basically, I refreshed the duration of my atonements, and then as we went into that third tank mechanic, I was ready with the double Radiance, Void Wraith, move out to the soak spot, and then in the air I will be penancing. And you'll see all of that play through here, because we will not get the first mechanic be a Conquer here. So watch this. I pre-cast Radiance here, we don't get it, I cancel it, I refresh my atonements, And then we see here, we're going to go into Conquer now. So I finish my ramp, I move out, and then I'll be penancing in the air here. Very good. Now, the other version you can do here is that you can simply start at like 13 seconds on the tank combo and simply ramp either way for the version where you get a Conquer first. Because you're still gonna do a good amount of healing. You'll keep your guys healthy going into the soak. You just might not hit the soak. If you get this version, for example, you're gonna do far less HPS than I do here, right? Because I actually hit this. Although obviously a weird ramp. In the version as well, where you get to Conquer first, I would obviously be ready with this version. But if the Conquer happens first, you would not send 2 Radiances, because you would let the first Radiance that I precasted hit, then you would press Mind Blast, Void Wraith, and then in that global you would move out, Soak, Penance in the air, Void Blast. You can also, if you are weak on this spot, use another Radiance just to get more coverage. I don't think you need to. I think that you can save that Radiance for the claws that are coming soon here as well. Very advanced, I know, but Void Weaver, as I said, very cursed. As Oracle on that one, you just send Radiances and chill. You can send a large ramp there as well, for sure. And you can use a similar system if you want, but it's better to simply just ramp into it, and if you get unlucky, then you're still doing decent healing. So here, again, Ghosts, I said to myself, left, right. Helps a lot. Now, we're going into Evangelism, and we're going to go into a very scuffed ramp. I made a mistake here. I was late on my ramp. You want to look at this tank combo. 12 seconds off, you start the ramp every time. Here, you don't play quite as much as you do on the second tank combo. Here, you just finish the ramp no matter what. However, if you do get the first Conquer, where it's the first mechanic in the tank combo, then you will not get your second Radiance off. You will have to send that afterwards, and that's because we want to hit the best of both worlds, which is a ramp that lets us hit into the tank soak, even if it's the third Conquer soak or the first Conquer soak. So we'll see this happen here. We're going to get the first Conquer soak, and I'm going to be late, so you're going to see me panic. I'm not going to get all of my globals out. Mind Blast will be sent after the soak, which is really bad. We don't like that. So that's my bad. You can do better. We move out. I send Evangelism, and I send all my instant globals. We have Void Wraith running. I send Mind Blast, I send Rad, and then I send Penance. So very bad ramp. You can do a lot better. But you see the system. If we were a little bit earlier there and we had the first Conquer, we would at least have time to get that first Radiance out, move out, get all the globals out. We would be in Penance in the air with Mind Blast running, and then we could Rad again after we land if we want to, if we need to. Again, you need to judge this for yourself. If your guild hits the Conquers really hard as we did, it wasn't always a huge deal. This set in particular, we hit very hard. Anyway, after this ramp, you'll see me move out, because the spirits are coming. This is the hard set. There's 3 of them. And I want to clarify here and pause. We have Invoked the Oath here as well. This is going to deal a large burst damage. So when you can, shift attention and do like a mini ramp here. For Void Weaver, this is even more important. Go as wide as you can. I didn't go very wide here. Go as wide as you can for sure. It's big burst damage. Another note as well, if you play Oracle, the third soak is Evangelism as well, and you play that, like, you just ramp at 15 seconds, and you play like you would normally with Oracle. You will carry that ramp into the soak no matter what. It's very easy. It's much easier than Void Weaver. And you get to move a lot inside your damage sequence, so you're not losing anything by being in the air from the soak itself. So here, I'm talking to myself. I said left, middle, right. Helps a lot. And you see me ramp here. Rad, Mind Blast, Penance. In Penance, I move out. We don't want to be in the big circles coming in soon. I want to be like not on the edge either, because I don't want to be knocked off. So best of both worlds here again. Stand out, we wait for these circles, and we move to where the raid leader calls us to move. In this phase, I cycled another Mind Blast here and another Rad. There's ticking Tyranny damage here, which is genuinely like worthwhile to hit, and also we get some mana back if we don't go very wide here from the Void Wraith. Just dealing with the mechanic here. As you can see, I can't talk. What's going on? We do have a Mind Blast here as well if we want to use it. I kind of panicked a little bit. I'm not sure why. I have enough pulse to not panic, but just the way it goes. We 4-healed this boss, so there's nothing crazy about the platforms. I just want to give a little bit of a note. If you play Void Weaver here, obviously, you want to send Mind Blast as early as possible on this platform. I'm way too late here. Like, I would almost say Rad Mind Blast, Rad Void Wraith, and then start cranking, because you want to cycle it as early as possible. It gives you a Mind Blast comfortably for every Reap that you care about. And also you want to have like your damage running early as you land on this platform, because the first Reap is really dangerous. People are not going to be topped as they land on the platform. So let's keep watching. First Reap is coming in 2. I'm ready here. As you can see, I have gas running, but people are taking heavy damage. And also, I want to mention really quickly, if you're playing Oracle here, you can see that I have Evanch ready almost here. Oracle sends Evanch on the platform. Absolutely, you send it. So you just do a normal Oracle ramp here, but it would just be Rad, Evanch, and then the other buttons, just in the order that you're used to. But yeah, Void Weaver, we're cranking damage here. We want to have Atonements running and a Mind Blast running for every dot. That is kind of the goal. This time we're actually doing quite a lot of damage, so I didn't really care to send another Mind Blast here. I probably should have, though. I think just doing nothing here for a long time is just bad, because we're just going to be running now. We're not sending the Mind Blast now, so we don't need it back up. A note for you as well there, that you can easily get those like 3rd or 4th Mind Blast in very safely. As we land here, we have 1 ramp, we have 1 Void Wraith. We're looking at the intermission timer here. We're not sending immediately into the intermission either, so this Void Wraith is not very tight. But we're sending only 1 ramp here, because we're going to try to be early with a mini ramp for the intermission. And we'll see that displayed here. This phase is very easy. It's the same as the end of phase 1. So, again, we still have Tyranny ticking here. So, like, you still ramp. And like you saw the ramp there, it did a little bit of healing. And then here I go into my next ramp. And this ramp is my early mini ramp into the intermission. Because my Evanch is not quite up, as you can see. But also I want to hit the later stages of this, because at the end of the intermission, there's a claws mechanic. And that deals a lot of burst damage, and I want to keep people healthy, going both into it and coming out of it. So that is the goal. So that ramp finishes, then I start my next ramp, and this is Evanch. Just dodging that stuff on the ground. And then I'm trying to be a little bit spread from the homies right before the claws, just so that we don't have any panic going on. Unfortunately, we get a bit unlucky here with the claws. With the lines. Yeah, we get the claws here. You need to retarget quickly and then send your gas, top people up. Very good. And then we're in phase 3. So, as Oracle in this phase, I think that your job is to shield as many players dealing with these mechanics as possible. I think that is probably the most utility you can find out of like Oracle here for sure. And then afterwards as well, they'll have debuffs that you can take care of. A way to help you deal with this, for example, is that I would probably just simply send radiances on people that are out with the smashes, like ranged here. And then your UI would tell you who that is, and you can just shield them. Make sure you're trying to shield the guy in the middle. They take the most damage every single time. And now we'll watch me play this mechanic. I don't think I'm in the middle. Let's see, I think I send a paints up here. I send a paints up on the guy in the middle here. Again, I think that the number 1 goal here is to keep people healthy that are in the middle. And they need to not get one-shot. After that, we're fine. You just need to keep them healthy from the one-shot. I also try to make sure I have Flash Heal and Fade running. And what I mean by that is that I have the Flash Heal damage reduction running and the Fade damage reduction running, because it does so much damage. And it's still gonna hurt a lot after the nerfs, I think. The same rule applies for the Star Killers, by the way. Anyway, usually I would send a Mind Blast uppies into that, but that didn't happen now that I got the mechanic. So here I'm focusing on my feet, I'm listening to my raid leader's calls, and I'm just like working through the mechanic here. So here I kind of like finish a ramp, and this is going into the Star Killers. If you're playing Oracle here, you don't have anything here, you can uppies this obviously instead of the smashes. For this specifically, I would probably defensive uppies. I think that the defensive uppies is going to do something far better for you here in topping up the players immediately after the swing. That won't let them get clipped by Tyranny or the dot. So that's probably what I would choose to do here for sure. Anyway, let's continue. So, name of the game, hitting into this, and then keeping people healthy coming out of it as well. For this mechanic specifically, the name of the game is keeping people healthy going into like the star killers that we're gonna see come in now. There's like quite a lot of them coming in like a row, and you want to keep people healthy coming into them, coming out of them for the purpose of the next star killers. And we have a lot of ramps as a Void Weaver to do that. Like we have a Mind Blast for pretty much every single star killer. So Void Weaver in phase 3 is very powerful if you don't get a lot of mechanics. So for Oracle, you could choose how you approach this. You're probably just going to get one Evanch in this phase, so you could easily, for example, hold for a spot where you guys are lacking other cooldowns in phase 3, absolutely. But as Void Weaver, I just send Evanch here into one of the first star killers of this phase, because that is where we struggled early on Prog. Unfortunately, I don't think I end up hitting it very well, but yeah, a little bit late. Ideally, I top people up before that, but oh well. We are alive. Evanch continues into the next mechanic here, and we are healthy because of the evangelism, which feels really good. We are going to get another set of smashes here, and we have Mind Blast. So we're going to send another mini ramp here, obviously. We're also doing a lot of damage as Void Weaver, and it feels really good knowing that like you are definitely blasting compared to Oracle. I sent a Paints up there into the guy in the middle, who also got a Guardian Spirit, so that guy was very alive. Make sure you watch if they catch a personal or like an external, I mean. Just keep those like Paints up charges for guys that really need it, for sure. So this set specifically is really chaotic. The boss is really low for us, but yeah, you can see that I have a ramp running here, but I focus entirely on the Star Killer. You see how super sketchy that is. I made it work, and I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. Probably lost a bunch of HPS there, doesn't matter. That is how you want to play it. When the boss is this close to being dead, you do not focus on your HPS. And we kill it. Very nice kill. So, yeah, Void Weaver, exceptionally difficult. I don't really recommend it. If you want to try it, go ahead. As I said, there's an easier strategy where you simply like ramp safely into each tank combo, and if you get unlucky, you won't hit the tank combo itself, but you'll still keep your homies healthy going into it. And I think that has utility as well. And yeah, also make sure that you like kind of pick a lane when it comes to uppies. Decide where you need it, and that is true for both Oracle and Void Weaver. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I hope your guild doesn't 4-heal this, because it's very boring. The fight is gonna be even easier now with the nerfs, and with this getting buffed, I feel like we're pretty good here. I think we're probably one of the better specs, in fact, which is a shame because there's barely any parses. Anyway, for the people watching this, I hope you guys are still enjoying Disc, and keep on fucking fighting, bro. I will see you guys around. Maybe I catch you on Twitch. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.